I came to the Hildebrand Project seminar because I've been working on human trafficking and child protection issues for almost 15 years. And as I progressed in my career, I moved farther from direct work with human beings and more into the management and design of projects. And the farther I got from the field, the more I got into the part of international work that conceptualizes the human person more as a data point and as a figure in a budget. And I was really intrigued by the personalist philosophy. It's focused on human dignity, human being as a subject rather than an object. And I just wanted to be able to meditate on that, focus on that, and infuse my daily work with some of those ideas. Studying personalist ideas has helped to confirm that some of my basic intuition about cross-cultural communication and cross-cultural management is true. You have to be humble and you have to be open. But it's expanded those ideas in my mind because it's given me more of a philosophical grounding for them. So it's less that I'm working on intuition now, and it's more that I'm working with the encouragement of kind of a bevy of communicative saints behind me, thinkers and writers and even current academics who care about these things, who believe in them, and who thought through them very carefully in ways that I probably won't ever do because my discipline doesn't require it of me, and I'm not sure, I mean, I'll probably never be a philosopher, but it's wonderful to learn from and glean the wisdom of people who focus so carefully and thoughtfully on these issues. Christian personalism is relevant to me in my sphere in international development because it affirms human dignity and it connects human dignity to the whole swath of philosophical thought. You know, we started with Aristotle, we talked about Aquinas, we looked at more modern philosophers, and so it's beautiful to see that there is embedded in the history of human inquiry an affirmation of the human individual, so that these ideas they're real, they're permanent, they're beautiful. You can mine them and understand them and pick them up and marvel at them, and then you can actually like bring them to your desk and somehow infuse them in your daily work as well. The most important thing I've learned this week is that I'll never be a philosopher, but these philosophical ideas they're still meaningful and beautiful to me. I think I access them most naturally through literature and through other people. So now when I go home, I was talking with some of the other conference participants about how to develop just a personal course of study that helps me to get a better survey of philosophical ideas. So I've got a foundation that I can rely on in that area, but honestly, I'm always going to turn to novels. I'm always going to turn to poetry. And so it was good to find that the professors who were teaching us this week also, they love the human person. That Rocco helped to found Communion and Liberation is still a part of it. That they love literature. I mean, I can't count the number of times that Dante and Walker Percy and T.S. Eliot were brought into the conversation. So yeah, I'll never be a philosopher, but I love the work that philosophers have done. I can see how it's percolated up into the literature that I love and into the ideas that undergird my work. And it's a gift to be able to get a glimpse of that philosophical life and learn what I can. What surprised me about this week is the fellowship between the professors. They really enjoy each other. And so this wasn't just a time when some distinguished talking heads took a podium and expounded on their academic expertise. It was really a time when a group of men who were formed under John Paul II and Hildebrand, not only in an intellectual community, but also in a very personal communio, like a friendship. When they brought to us both their wisdom and their just their sense of joy in one another, which seems to be a very personalist value. So it was really lovely. I did not expect to see that friendship between the teachers. That gave the whole week itself just a certain warmth and accessibility, especially for someone who's a non-academic like myself. If someone were to ask me whether or not they should come to a future Hildebrand Project seminar, I would say, why not? I mean, it's been a wonderful week. I mean, we're grappling with these huge human ideas in the presence and friendship of extremely distinguished thinkers in this very fascinating, eclectic community of academics and practitioners. It's a very collegial environment. It's an intellectually rigorous environment. It's a creative environment. It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to come. Christian personalism is a celebration of the human person who is always in relationship. Even in moments of social alienation or isolation, that person is created by God, for God, set inside a human community of some kind, and that person has rights and responsibilities, and that person is loved and loves, and that person has dignity at all times.